Hi everyone, and welcome to today's video where I'll teach you how I make my favorite cake, the chocolate banana cake, using two main ingredients, and that is bananas and cocoa. This cake is absolutely beautiful and delicious for tea and has quite low sugar, so very good. So we're going to start off with our dry ingredients, and my favorite flour for baking is Ajab, hands down. And we're going to use 1 3/4 cups of the flour. Remember to subscribe to this channel and also give a big thumbs up to this video as it helps my channel to grow. Then we're going to go and use the unsweetened cocoa powder. I love this brand from Cadbury. It's very nice. I remember I used to take a lot of this when I was in high school. I never used to buy the sweetened one. Then we're going to put it in a sieve and siphon it just to break the clumps within the flour and also within the cocoa powder. This makes it really easy, especially when it comes to the time for mixing with no clumps and such things. It's just much easier to do this than doing it with your hands or breaking it with like a tool. So siphoning is easy. Then we're going to go in either bicarbonate of soda or baking soda, and we're going to use 1.5 teaspoons of the baking soda and also 1.5 teaspoons of the baking powder. These are two separate ingredients. Always be very careful with the baking soda. It can make your cake too ashy. Then we're going to do just a half teaspoon of the salt. Yeah, and this is our main dry ingredient, so we're going to put this aside. Then we'll do our wet ingredients. I always like cleaning up surfaces. I'm not a dirty cook. I always do my surfaces, then I do the next one. So now I'm going to set up my mixer. I love this brand from Sanford. It's very easy to use, by the way. So I'm going to put the dry ingredients in a bowl, just a mixer bowl. Then I use the same bowl that I used to put the ingredients now to put the wet ingredients. This just helps me remain having a clean surface, and also I don't use too many dishes while baking. So for our wet ingredients, we'll start with milk. We'll use half a cup of milk. Then we're going to use 2 eggs. Then we'll add a half a teaspoon of vanilla essence. Then our main ingredients, bananas. But I would advise that you look for bananas that are ripened or over ripened. I bought this in the morning, so it was not available. Then we're going to use our margarine or our oil. So for me, just use my Prestige, and I just melt it in the microwave, and then I refill it just to ensure that it's the same amount. So I'm using half a cup of oil, so that's the margarine. It's exactly half. I'm really happy. Just testing if it's hot before when I burn my finger. You have to ensure that it's not too hot, otherwise it will cook the eggs. So don't just melt it, but don't let it be too hot. Then I added 1 cup of sugar and mixed it with the oil. I prefer to add the sugar and the oil first before instead of adding sugar to the dry ingredients then oil, but this is much easier for me. And also just a tip, instead of having to cut the bananas like what I did, I think this is the first time I've done this because I wanted to taste the bananas. You can actually just blend the bananas first and then add it to the mixture instead of cutting them into pieces. There are people who don't like the taste of the bananas directly, so when you blend it, you won't feel the physical bananas when you're chewing the cake. But I wanted to try this, but also what I did I just tried to mash it just to break maybe the very big ones at some point. But yeah, I really love this cake. I remember I used to sell this cake when I was in high school, in campus. I used to bake on Sundays, and then I go to sell them in school on Monday. And I'm telling you, by the end of the day, they're all done. I used to make them like in cupcakes form, and I'll take almost 100 and sell each, you know. So this is how the mixture looks like, and that's now all the wet ingredients. Then I'm just going to add it directly to the mixing bowl. It looks so good. So don't worry about the sugar and the oil. After this, we're still going to use warm water. As you can see, it's quite thick, so it can't be baked like this. So what we're going to do, we're going to warm water, and then I'm going to pass the warm water through the bowl and the glass that we used to mix the sugar and the oil, just to ensure I remove everything. So you see, that is why the water looks a little discolorish. But also you have to be careful that the water is not too hot. Again, it will boil, it will cook the eggs, so you have to ensure that it's just lukewarm. So this one just helps to ensure that the mixture is not too thick, that it's flowing, you know. So it will be nice, because without it will be too thick, you know. Yeah, then we set up our blender. Oh, I love how this machine just does its work. Absolutely beautiful. That's the mixer, not the blender, sorry. You can actually detach, by the way, yes. So we are done at this point with the mixer, and I have to check the consistency to ensure that it is good, not too thin, not too thick. Oh, and it tastes really good, by the way. So this is the consistency I want. As you can see the lumps of the banana. So not everybody likes it, but for me, I really don't mind it. Even my family really don't mind it. So this is the consistency we are looking for. So yay! So at this stage, we preheat the oven for 5 minutes, and it's at 180 degrees. Then we are now preparing our baking sheet, a baking pan, and we oil it. Then we use our baking sheets. Exactly. So we cut it to the exact length that we want. We're not going to waste our baking paper. So then we put our baking paper on the pan and ensure that it sticks to all the corners of the pan. Then we just pour our mixture inside. And I'm telling you, it was smelling so good. And even after I finished putting the mixture in the pan, I kept trying to lick the remaining in the bowls. It was so good, I won't lie. I think you should really try this. I've been baking this for years, and I really, really love it. Really, really love it. So at this point, it was ready, and I put it in the oven, and I baked it for 40 minutes at 180 degrees Celsius. There we go. And here is the result. Oof, this cake is so good. One thing I love about this cake is that it doesn't have a lot of sugar, especially because I'm focusing more on the sugar of the banana than the main sugar. And I love this because it's also good for people who have diabetes or who don't like a lot of sugar like me. So yes, I'll really encourage you to do this. And thank you so much. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and a like, and to share. It really does help my channel grow. Thank you so much, and can't wait for you to see you in the next video. Bye.